You already know the person. Same breakfast every single morning, same 5 songs from 2003, same complaints on repeat. They swear they will never learn the new app on their phone. Here is the part that should scare you. Your own brain has already picked the year it stops changing you. For most people, that year is 30. Stop picturing your brain as some magic mystery organ. It is a machine, and it has one job: keep you alive on the least fuel it can burn. That lump in your skull is about 2 out of every 100 pounds of you, but it eats around 20 out of every 100 calories you spend. So your brain is always hunting for the cheapest shortcut it can find. It is a penny pincher that never stops counting calories. When you are a kid, your brain runs in full download mode. You learn to walk, to talk, to ride a bike, to read a face across a room. You touch a hot stove one time and you never touch it again. Every day it lays down brand new wiring because it has no choice. It does not know the rules of the world yet, so it keeps testing new ones. The kid brain is a construction site that never sleeps. Then you hit your late 20s and the building slows down. Over 100 years ago, a scientist named William James said your character sets like plaster by 30 and never softens again. Back in 1988, two researchers named Costa and Robert McCrae said the same thing. Your core personality basically stops moving by 30. A psychologist named Brent Roberts wanted to test that. He pulled together 152 long-term studies and tracked how much people actually changed. Little kids scored about 3 out of 10 for staying the same person. By age 30, that number jumped past 6 out of 10. Your personality does not break as you age, it hardens. Think of learning something hard like hacking through thick jungle with a machete. The first swing is brutal, your arms burn, the vines fight back at your face. But walk that same line every day for a year and the dirt packs down flat. The vines stop growing, the mud dries, the path turns into a smooth paved road. By 30, your brain quietly drops the machete in the grass. It refuses to cut a new path when there is already a road right there. You think you are choosing your life, but most days you are on autopilot. Someone cuts you off in traffic and you snap the exact same way you snapped yesterday. Your partner says the one little thing and you start the same fight you had 3 months ago. You order the same takeout, you buy the same shoes, you watch the same kind of videos. You are a machine running one worn-out loop, and the machine is proud of how smart it is. But the case against you is not fully closed. Roberts found something that cuts the other way. People keep drifting a little their whole lives. Nobody freezes all the way solid. A quiet man of 40 can still grow bolder by 60. The plaster sets, but it never fully turns to stone. This is the scariest part. Remember how one summer felt like forever when you were 10? Now, a whole year feels like just a few months. That's because your brain isn't saving new memories. If every day is the same, your brain ignores it. With no new memories, the year just fades away. You blink and your 30s are gone. So here is the verdict. Nobody can hand you the exact day the concrete sets. The scientists still argue about the number and the age. But look at your own week and you can feel it. The shortcuts, the loops, the years that vanish. The freezing is real whether or not anyone has closed the case. The good news is that you can force the machine to turn its updates back on. You just have to shove the friction back in on purpose. Sit down and learn how AI actually works instead of only reading the headlines about it. Pick apart a business you know nothing about and figure out how it really makes its money. Spend 1 hour tonight building something that did not exist this morning. Every time you do that, you pick the machete back up. But grinding new skills is only half of the fix. Chase growth too hard and you just build a shinier loop called hustle. So you have to break that one too. Finally pull over at the restaurant you have driven past for 2 years. Book the ticket and stand in a country you have never seen. Sit on a beach with your phone face down and let your brain wire it all together. Rest is not lazy. It is your brain finally saving the file. Look back at that person with the same breakfast and the same 5 songs. That was never a stranger you were judging. That was a mirror. The older person you swore you would never become is not lazy or dumb. They just quietly stopped hacking new paths through the jungle. And the day you stop, your own years start disappearing without asking you first. You do not get old and then stop changing. You stop changing, and that is the thing that makes you old. If you love my videos, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.